the goddess, and to her we shall return like a drop of rain, flowing to the ocean. We all come from the goddess, and to her we shall return like a drop of rain, flowing to the ocean. Isis Astarte Diana Hecate Demeter Kali Inanna. Isis Astarte Diana Hecate Demeter Kali Inanna. Woo! Glorified. Blessed be to be. Is Lord Ision here, also known as Psychic Bob. Welcome to Wiccan Wednesday. Lamb Chop and I are just hanging out doing some Wiccan songs and chants. That's an old classic of Wiccans. We all come from the goddess, one of my favorite songs. Anyways, I'm glad you're here. Welcome to our show tonight. By the way, for those of you who are new here, I am Bob Hickman, also known as Psychic Bob. And tonight I got on my witch hat because it's Wiccan Wednesday. Welcome to Spirit Channel, where we have something 7 days a week. Anyways, if you're new here and having fun with us, hit that sub button, hit that subscribe, join us, be part of our scene. We would love for you to be here. Well, tonight I thought we would gather and just talk about mystical things, Wiccan. I wanted to share with you tonight a little bit about some of your altar supplies and some of your Wiccan supplies for your home, because a lot of people have been writing me saying, Lord Ision, I just can't afford the Wiccan shops. I don't know how to make my house look Wiccan. So I thought we'd talk a little bit about that tonight, okay? But before we do that, Lamb Chop has something he wants to share with you all. Tell me what you got, Lamb Chops. All right. Well, you want to tell everybody? No, you're shy. You want me to tell them? Okay. Lamb Chop wants to announce that he had a mystical experience the other night, that he saw the moon rising and he had a communion with the spirit of the star sign Aries. Now, you know he's an Aries. That's his zodiac sign. And he said he communed with the spirit of the star sign of Aries. All right. Is that what you wanted to tell everybody? Yeah. Okay. You're still wearing my zodiac pin. You know this is a very valuable pin. It belonged to Gene Dixon. These guys who weren't here the last few days, Lamb Chop's been wearing this jewelry of mine. It really is a famous historical piece. It belonged to the famous psychic Gene Dixon. It's from 1970s. I acquired some of her estate when she passed. I bought some pieces from her collection. This is one of them. Here, you want to show everybody your pendant? All right. There, go up there. So there it is. That's the zodiac wheel. It's got little crystals around. It's from the 1970s. But I have a number of pieces of jewelry that were literally Gene Dixon's jewelry. Gene Dixon, if you haven't looked her up, look her up. She was a world famous psychic back in the 60s and 70s, through the 80s, really. She passed a few years ago. She literally lived like 10 minutes from me. And I acquired at like really low prices pieces from her estate. And these were actually out of her personal jewelry box. This is a zodiac one. She was a world famous astrologer. So this was the wheel she'd wear. She's been on talk shows all over the country and radio shows, published author. Anyways, I'm so excited to have some of her jewelry in my collection. And you better take care of that pendant, Lamb Chop. If you lose it, you're in trouble with me. Are you going to lose that? No, you better not lose it. All right. Why don't you go sit down, because I got a lot to talk about with everybody, okay? Oh, okay. Yeah, all right, Lamb Chop wants to say hi. All right, there's Baroness Cola Bobs. Yay, she's our moderator tonight. Thank you, Baroness. There's Stardust C. Yay. Look, there's Robin Boston is here. Yay. Hi, Robin. Good to see you. There's Scott from South Carolina. Yay, Scott. Good to see you. Scott said, I used to read her horoscopes in the Cleveland Plain. I can't see. Cleveland Plain Dealer, decimal, Cleveland Plain Dealer. Oh, okay. So that must have been a magazine. Well, anyway, Scott, I'm glad you're old enough to remember Gene Dixon. I actually own pieces. This was actually her necklace. I've always told people, and in fact, I need to actually coordinate it, but I'm going to leave the jewelry in my estate someday when I die. It's It's going to go to the Smithsonian Institution if they're interested, because I do think it's kind of American history, and these are valuable. I mean, her jewelry itself is not solid gold. A lot of her jewelry was costume jewelry, but for the historic reason that it was her jewelry, I think it's valuable. So anyways, yeah. Well, that's so cool. I'm glad you know who Jean Dix is. A lot of young people don't know. Yay. Oh my gosh, there's Denise Diaz here. There's April's Urban Homestead here. Yay, wonderful. All right. And there's Baroness. Is hi, my Baron. Yes, Baroness. Oh my gosh, there's Aaron Patricia's here. Well, gosh, it's so good to have all of you here tonight. Thank you for joining us. Lamb Chef, please, can you go sit down? You're getting awful heavy. You know that. Have you been eating a lot of tea biscuits? You're being silent. Yeah, you did. You all right. Well, I can tell. All right, get down there. Go over there and watch the show. Sit and look out the window. Watch the stars. You might see the Aries constellation again. All right, there you go. Yes, sit right there. Perfect. So good to be with you guys. Well, on Wednesday, we always have something mystical and magical. Some of you may be confused. You said, Bob, I thought you were a spiritualist. I actually practice the religions of spiritualism and Wicca. I feel they go together. People say, you can't do two religions. Yes, you can. Ask any Japanese. Most Japanese will tell you they're Shinto and Buddhist, which is really an interesting thing if you study the religions. They're very different. Yet the Japanese do it fine. And really, Wicca and spiritualism blend together very nicely. So, right now I'm working on my Wiccan stuff. By the way, here's my pendant I'm wearing today. I don't know if you guys can see. It's the Green Man, the face of the Green Man. Maybe you can see that. So I got that on. I got my witch hat. Well, anyways, a lot of you have been writing and said, "Thank you, Bob. I want to have a Wiccan style room in my house or an area that's altar and Wiccan, but I can't afford it. I went to the metaphysical stores. Everything's so expensive." And I said, you don't have to spend a fortune. Fortunately, right now we're coming into a time where there's a lot of opportunity to get magical things because we're almost at Christmas time or Yule time. And I thought I'd show you some simple ways that you can get magical items in your house. Okay. So first of all, the sacred symbol of the Wicca is the pentagram or the pentacle, which is the 5-pointed star. Now back here is one of my pentacles. I bought this at Hobby Lobby. It's literally, I'm taking off my wall here to show it to you. It's a cardboard star. It's literally made of cardboard, okay? And, hold on, I got dust on it. And there it is. So it's a 5-point, whoops, there's little bugs on it. There's bugs on it. Okay. Little gnats. But it's literally made of cardboard. And I bought silver paint at Home Depot and I spray painted a cardboard star. And so this star cost me maybe $2. And look, it's very magical. So I didn't spend a lot of money for it, and I really get a lot of joy out of it. Well, let me hang it back up here before I drop it and break it. There we go. All right. So make sure to check hobby and craft stores for cardboard stars, because you can fill your house with beautiful magical stars and it won't cost you much. Now, as I said, we're also coming up on holiday time, on Christmas time. And I'm not being endorsed by Hobby Lobby or any of the stores, but I do shop there a lot. And one of the items you will see in my house is this mystical gazing ball. Now, this looks very exotic, very witchy, doesn't it? Huh? You like that? I created this by going to Hobby Lobby. Every year at Christmas, they sell ornaments, and I bought a giant, if you can look at it here, a giant Christmas ornament. They sell these. These are usually for people who want to have outdoors, made of a lightweight plastic, but it's shiny like glass. And I took the hook, I had a little hook on it, but I took that off. And then I went down to the plant department, and guess what they sold? These little plant stands. These were actually in the wedding area. I think they were called wedding plant holders. They're meant to like hold up bouquets of flowers at weddings, like when people want to decorate, like table decorations. And I bought this for like $7. And I think this ball was like $3 or $4. So for less than $15, probably $11 or $12, I bought them and I got them home and I put them together. And now I have a wonderful little mystical gazing ball. Isn't that great? How do you like that? Huh? Pretty amazing, isn't it? So you have to be creative. I didn't go to a metaphysical store and buy a giant glass ball. It's very expensive. Little plastic Christmas ornament and a plant holder from the plant department at Hobby Lobby. And I made an amazing, magical looking device. What do you think of that, huh? Stardust, he says, hey, PsychicBob, when will you do an offering to the Green Man? Funny you should ask that, Stardust. We're going to do that very, very soon because I've almost got my Green Man altar finished. And then we'll do some filming there. So I'll let you know. It'll be in the next few weeks. Okay. Baroness says, it's very reflective, Bob. Yes. Traditionally, mirror the reflection puts you in a trance and allows you to go to it. And it's just a little gazing ball. Christmas ornament that I turned into a magical sphere. It doesn't look very magical on that holder. Now, these two items were in totally different ends of the store. That was in the plants. That was in Chris. I had no connection. But see, if you kind of think about being creative, you'll see ways to combine things that normally wouldn't be combined. Okay? So isn't that interesting? Glittery Rainbow says, these plant stands work well for holding all sorts of magical items. That's a good idea. Yes, definitely go to the craft stores, the hobby stores, and look in the plant section. You'll find all sort of things like this, Yes, Glitter Rainbow says they have those balls in silver too, probably in gold, and that would be cool. I have silver and gold ones as well, but I just love the blue because I don't often see blue. So, but I do have silver and gold as well, but I don't have those here tonight. But yes, you are absolutely right, Now, because we're coming up to Christmas, this is something that's a magical item that most of us overlook. So if you want to bring some pentagrams into your house, what about getting one of these? I bought this at CVS last year. And I don't have a cord, a plug open right now, plug it in, but this is a tree topper. It's a Christmas tree topper, okay? And it's electric. You plug it in and it lights up. It's a silver star with colored lights around it. This is very magical. And it has on the back, if you don't want to put it on a tree, it has a detachable stand so you can stand it up on a tabletop. Or it also has up here, if you see on the back, a little hook. You can hook it on the wall. So you could, if you want to hang it on the wall, take the bottom part off and just take a little nail or a tack, and you can clip it on your wall, and you've got another magical silver star. And you can get an extension cord and plug it in if you're not near an outlet. And you've got a glowing magical star for your wall. I think I paid like $7 for this, literally at CVS. Maybe less. That might have been $4.90. This actually may have been $4.99, like $5, not $7. It's $4.99 for that. Isn't that wonderful? A magical silver star, you see. So you don't have to spend a lot of money. You just have to practice being creative. Now, speaking, because I love silver stars and I run a Wiccan group called the Order of the Silver Star, I've been talking to the coven that I run about having silver stars. Here's another way to bring the magic of the silver star into your house. This star is also a tree topper, and I bought this also at Hobby Lobby. It's just a little lightweight, sparkly topper. But instead of putting on top of a tree, I got a candlestick holder and just put it down in there. Most of tree toppers' bases are about the size of a candle, in case you didn't know. I've learned this over the years. And so if you have a standard candle holder, you can put that in. Now that looks very magical, doesn't it? I can put that on my silver star altar, and I have a wonderful little magical item, you see. Robin says, I think I have a star like that. Well, Robin, if you do, like either that one or that one, these are very magical, and you can use these for the Order of the Silver Star as well. In my house, which someday I'll give you a tour of my house, but not right today, I have literally every room has stars in it. And as I collect them, I have more stars than I've got rooms. But every room has a few stars in it. And you'll see people come to my house and go, wow, that's really cool. I love the stars. They always say that. So silver stars are like one. Now, you don't have to have silver. You can have any color star you like. I just happen to like, so they make them in gold. You know, you can buy white, copper, blue. They literally, you name it, okay? And you can find it. Now, one of my other star ornaments, which I'm so sad to tell you, because Psychic Bob's a klutz. If I don't break something once a week, it's not a good week. This was one of my favorite stars that I busted it a few weeks ago. I dropped it, and when I went to pick it up, I tripped and fell, and I knocked a table over, and it broke the star. But this is, unfortunately, you can see it got all cracked through here, and it's cracked up at the top here. It's broken. I don't think I can fix it really easily or make it look that good. But I bought this star probably 10 or 15 years ago. And I think I bought this actually at the dollar store, if I remember. But it's a foil red. It's hard to see, but it's shiny and foily like silver star, or I mean a red star. And I have looked everywhere to find one of these. If any of you know where to get a big red star this size and made of this material, you know, let me know, because I'm so upset. This is one of my favorite stars. I just think it's so beautiful. And I took it off the wall, which was my first message, and then I dropped it and tripped. And I'm clearing out furniture, so I have furniture in one area, and I knocked a table over when I tripped, and it fell and broke the star. So, I mean, I guess I could still put up. Maybe most people wouldn't notice, but I don't know. I'm a little perfectionist about my stars, so I like them to be perfect. So if anybody knows where I can get a new giant red star like this, I'd love to hear about it. But this was literally from the dollar store. And, I'm telling you, you might want to check your local dollar store, because they have all sort of things there, All right. Scott from South Carolina says Amazon has Wiccan photography backdrops for $30. How cool is that? I'm going to have to check that out, Scott. I've got some new stuff for my Wiccan temple room where we're going to hopefully move and film in just the next week or two. Trying to get that ready so we can start filming in there. I think you'll like my backdrops there as well. But I definitely want to check that out. Okay. Lady Jane says, Harliness, in person, it's more visible. Maybe I actually could glue it from the back and fix that. Maybe it won't be noticeable. What do you think? If I put it, would people still think it's pretty? Anyways, just seeing what you think, All right. Thank you so much. Baroness Bob says, Bobs, tell me more about the coven you run. Well, I should say Baroness Bobs. Sorry, Baroness. I didn't mean to ignore you. Baroness runs the coven with me. She's the high priestess. My bad. All right. Now, while you're out looking at the Christmas stuff that's coming out, I would encourage you to buy a big box of glass ornaments. Nowadays, everything's plastic, but there's nothing like real glass ornaments for sheen and shine. And this is a box I bought last year. And you'll notice it says right on it, what's it say? Something glass. It says handcrafted glass. First of all, I think they're just pretty. Real glass has a sheen you just don't see anywhere. And these are wonderful because you can use them as little scrying balls. Okay, so here's a big one. Here's a little. I just love blue. So I got, a whole box of blue balls here. And so you can hang these just in your room as witch balls. In the old days, people would hang. The way Christmas ornaments started was in the old days, they would have giant balls like these, but they'd be made of mercury glass, and they would hang them in a room, and it was called a witch ball. And it was to deflect evil and protect the household. And those were the precursors of what came to be little Christmas ornaments on trees. And I think they're just beautiful. But you can hang them in a room as a witch ball for blessing and protection. Years ago, I was part of a group called the Order of the Blue Moon. And we used to use the blue sphere as our symbol of the order. And so you can hang them to represent the moon. You can also put them on a stand. Again, hold on, let me show you here. So if I take my star out, right, I can take this ball. I'd say put the point end down, put it inside the holder, and look, you've got a magical little scrying ball. If you had to go to a psychic fair and do readings, you don't have a big crystal ball, it's too heavy, you can just bring a little ornament, put it in a holder, and it'll look really good. It'll draw people to your table. It'll say, oh, that looks cool. What is that? I've done this actually, been to psychic fairs and used for my scrying device, like a Christmas ornament. And it's so simple, but it's fairly beautiful, and put in a shiny, if you get a silver candle holder, it doesn't have to be silver, it can be anything you like. I just love silver, so I put my stuff in silver. Okay. Baroness says, once in a blue moon. Yeah, it does look like a blue moon, Astardus says, hey, Psychic Bob, I got one. It's red. I got it at the dollar store last year. Do you mean like a red ball or a red star, Marjana? Tell me what you got. I want to hear. All right. So, I think it's interesting because these magical things are so simple. They cost a lot of. Look, I got a whole box. I don't know how many, 3, 4, 12 Christmas glass ornaments. And I think I paid $5. It was not expensive. It was on sale even. I think I paid $5 for a whole box. And now I can use them for scrying. I can use them for decorating, hang them as protection, put charms on them. So many ways to use Christmas ornaments in your Wiccan practice as well. Now, for those of you who really like to go out on the edge and be radical, there's some other stuff you can use for magical effect in your house besides just Christmas. And I'm going to show you one of mine. This is my magical red hand of protection. Isn't that amazing? Now, you're going to say, where'd you get that? That's kind of strange. If you go on, eBay, you can buy mannequin hands. They're used in jewelry shops. They put them in the window. They put jewelry on them. Now, this one actually was skin tone. It was just looked like our hand. But I decided that, I'd read that the red hand of power was an ancient Irish symbol. And so I bought a high gloss red paint and spray painted it. And I turned it into kind of a mystical, magical item. So I put that up. I put protection spells around it, and I put it up in my altar room as a sign of warning. Anybody comes in the hand of power, it's going to snap you up. You see? So many little ways to, you create magical objects. Now, I didn't spend a lot. I think for this hand, I probably paid again, it was like $7 or $8 on eBay. And then I just spray painted it to be the red hand of power. That's an old magical thing, the red hand of power. And I'd read about it. I thought, I'm going to have my own red hand of power. And so it looks really magical in my Wiccan temple room. Just another object, that you can have that brings some magic, into your life, But I thought you guys would like to see some of this and learn, about it, because it's sort of thing that right now, while it's Christmas is coming, people are already bringing out the ornaments, and you can find a lot of stuff that can be very magical. It doesn't have to actually be Wiccan. It's like you bring to it your blessing and you put the Wiccan blessing on it. And you'll have a magical tool, See, so try to think outside the box, One of the things that I no longer buy from Wiccan stores is, and this is not to knock on anybody who owns a Wiccan store, don't buy from them. I always say support the craft people If you're a Wiccan supporter, I do buy a lot of stuff still at Wiccan stores. But some things I make myself. So like one of the things I always make is my own altar cloths now. I buy my own fabric and cut it and trim it. And I make my own altar cloths. Because if you start to go to fabric stores and look at fabric, there's a lot of magical stuff. You can buy fabric with stars and moons and zodiac symbols. Make your own altar cloths, And that way you get the look that you want, and you have a greater selection, Cola says, running from my Bob's hand, it's twitching. Look out. The red hand of power is going to get you. Shh. Oh my gosh. You guys are something else. Okay. Yeah, Rob in Boston says, great time of year to get this stuff. It is. And you don't have to pay a lot. If you go to Hobby Lobby, again, I'm not being endorsed by Hobby Lobby, but they're already putting stuff on sale. And I might go back and buy me I've been wanting a glass silver box of balls of silver. So I might go get them. I can get them for like $5 or cheaper. But they're just beautiful. They're magical. And I use them, You could even like give them as gifts to your friends, Go buy an antique silver candle holder and buy some of these balls and just prepare it, and give it as a little gift and give your friend a magical item. If you have a Wiccan friend, they would love it. If somebody came and gave me that, I said, that is so cool. I never thought of it, Or like this. This was made for less than $20. All right. I think I paid $6 for that and maybe maybe it was about $13. It wasn't a lot of money though, So less than $15. And I got an amazing, that looks very magical. And I have a whole table that sits on in my temple room. And it just looks magical, So think of, how you want to bring some magical items into your life. One of the things that I saw somebody do once, I went to a Wiccan shop and I thought it was really cool. They took these they went and bought a bunch of Halloween witch hats and they threaded a little cord through them and they hung them around the room as like a mobile, like they made a mobile of witch hats. So that's something you could do, make little hanging hats as a decoration for the room as well. So there are all sort of things you can do, Uh-huh. Uh-oh. Baroness is moving in on my goods. She said, oh my Bob got a lovely silver metallic fabric for me. Yes, I did, didn't I? Which I'm currently keeping on the altar of the silver star. Oh my gosh, it's a beautiful. When you see the altar, I'm going to show, as I said, probably the next week or two, I'm going to be able to film in that room when I get some stuff set up and the lighting finished. I'll show you my altars. You're going to love it, Okay, Stardust, he said she got a red star. So you got a star like this one, like another red star. Oh, that's really cool. I'm so happy you got one. I think they look really cool, Lady Jane of the Earl Grey Tea Tip says, oh, he's going to love our markets, Cola. Cola says, yeah, I'll be dragging him away. Everyone hide your jewelry, your stars, and your charms. Here comes Bob. LOL. That's probably true. Golly jeepers, Lady Jane says, the Warner Brothers studio in London will inspire your Wiccan decorations. I'll have to check that out. I'm not familiar with it. That sounds fun. So anyways, I just want to come here and just share some thoughts with you and see what your thoughts were. And if you're, that helps you in your day to be a little more inspired. I hope it does. So does anybody have any questions? Anything you want to ask? Wiccan questions? I'm not doing readings tonight, but I'll answer, if you want to ask anything about the craft or magic or Wicca, So I'd love to hear from you on what your thoughts are, what's inspiring you, Have any of you made your own magical items, like your own scrying devices or altar items? I'm just curious to hear. I think that Wicca really encourages creativity. you know. Oh, Scott from London, or Scott from South Carolina says, don't forget the mirrors. Oh, yes, mirrors are amazing. I could do a whole class on mirrors. But magical mirrors, absolutely. You know, a lot of Wiccans, I know, go out to antique stores and they buy mirrors and put them in their room. It looks wonderful. And you can make your own scrying mirrors as well. In fact, I did a whole video on that. You might want to research that. Yeah. April's Urban Homestead said the easiest place to find altar tools is right in nature. And didn't you say it? I have a whole collection of wands that are driftwood that I got from the beach down where my mother lived, and also from down on the Potomac here in Alexandria. I love it, like beach driftwood for wands. It's silky smooth and you feel that energy of the water and the storm in it. So, yeah, I'm a big believer in going into nature. Robert Stevens, was Robert here tonight? Robert did an amazing, he showed me he made a beautiful star for the Order of the Solar Star. And he went in the woods and he got actual branches and hooked them together and painted it. It was beautiful, straight out of nature, you know. So yes, I do think you can find stuff right out in nature. Yeah, I agree. All right, Baroness Kolobobs has a question. She says, why does Hathor keep calling me for when I have Artemis? You know, there's a saying, all the goddesses are one goddess. And I think there's some truth to that. Doesn't mean they're not individual, but ultimately it's all one divine power. Think of the different faces of the goddess as that different elements of her true nature. Hathor is a goddess of beauty and love. And so she's coming into your life to help you to feel beautiful because you've been maybe struggling with how you feel about your image. And Hathor, one of her magical items, and Scott, this goes back to you, is the mirror. So mirrors are oftentimes in ancient Egypt were dedicated to the goddess Hathor, and they were considered tools of her magic. So, Baroness, you might want to work with Hathor and work with the mirror, like a silver mirror, and then ask her to help you, see your true beauty. You know, sometimes we look in the mirror and say, oh, I look bad. I don't have this perfection. I'm imperfect. My face doesn't have this or that. Hathor comes in with a gentle voice to say, you are beautiful. You are loved. You are the goddess. And so when we embrace that element, like you as a woman embrace your goddess aspect, then your beauty grows. So I think Hathor's coming to help you with your image and for healing. And it doesn't mean you have to forsake Artemis. She's still with you as well. She connects you to the moon energy and the wild night hunt. And so Artemis brings adventure into your life. Hathor brings self-love into your life. And so they're coming into a time of having some adventure and self-love. See, that's what it's about. I hope that answers. That's a good question. Stardust C says, hey, Psychic Bob, I have a question. In your old videos, you had two beautiful wall tapestries. One was a tree and the other witches. I would love to get one of those for my room. You're going to have to send me a link to the video. I have like about 40 different tapestries and I always rotated them. Some of my tapestries got damaged in a fire. There was smoke damage and some of them wouldn't clean up. So I don't have some of them. Some of them are gone now. So I don't remember one with witches on it. I did have one years ago with fairies on it. Maybe that's what you're thinking of. I had an orange one that was sunset with fairies flying over mushroom. I've had a few different ones with trees, so I'm not sure. It might have been the Celtic tree with the Lord and the Lady sitting on each side. That one's gone as well. It got damaged, unfortunately. Sometimes stuff just gets old and it tears or rips. I was trying to take it off the wall. I think I ripped it, just shredded it, fell apart for some reason. So I don't think I have either of those anymore right now. You know. So yeah, but look, tapestries are what I'm going to show you guys some beautiful tapestries in the coming weeks. So if I find either of them, I think they're both gone, those Stardust. I'm sorry to say. But I think I bought them either on Amazon or eBay. I buy most of my stuff on Amazon or eBay, or the dollar store. I say half my life's from the dollar store, the other half's from eBay. That's how I live. All right. Do you know, if you think about it, we're in kind of a time where if you really don't want to, you don't have to leave your house. Like my local grocery store does delivery. I can just call and have my groceries shipped in. I never have to go out of the house. I can have all my clothes I buy most of my clothes actually online. I can just buy my clothes, have them shipped to the house. Like if I wanted to, I can be totally self-sufficient and never leave my house. But me, I love to be in the world. I love to shop, so I'm not going to do like that. But it's nice to know if I ever want to, I can stay in my house. Baroness says, as long as you see my true beauty, I don't care if the mirror doesn't like me. Oh, the mirror loves you, and Hathor is going to show you that. Don't say that. All right, you're not ugly. So anybody else have any other questions? No? Nobody want to talk to me? Who wants to talk to Bob? Who wants to talk to Bob? Anybody want to talk to Bob? Nobody wants to talk to Bob. Oh my gosh. Well, remember this, the craft of the wise, Wicca, it's called the craft of the wise. It takes you into a deep place in your life. And it's not scary and it's not evil. In fact, the other day I was at a restaurant, and as I was walking out, one of the waiters said, I see you come in all the time. You've got that star on your jacket. Is a pentagram. And I said, yeah. He said, isn't that a demonic symbol? I said, no. In fact, let me get my jacket. I'll show it to you. Some of you may not have seen this jacket. Hold on just a second. Knocking stuff over here. So this is my jean jacket. It's been very warm here in Virginia. And this jean jacket, some of you may remember several years ago, my mom put these patches on for me because I'm not very good with irons. But I wear this jacket when it's not too cold of weather. And you'll see there's a pentagram here. And sometimes people on the street will stop me and ask about it. And on this side, there's a triquetra, like the TV show Charm. These are both Wiccan symbols of protection and power. And so this guy stopped me. He said, I'm sorry, I hope you won't be offended, but he goes, is that a satanic symbol? I said, oh, no. He was from India. And I said, this is actually a sign of an ancient British religion. I said, the Wiccan faith. I said, this is an ancient British Isles religion. He said, well, I've never heard of Wicca. I said, well, the ancient British people practiced a nature religion. It was a shamanic nature religion. They commune with the earth and the stars and the trees. He said, that sounds like a beautiful religion. I said, yeah. And I tell you, it's one of the first times I talked about Wicca with somebody, and they actually were interested and didn't have any preconceived judgments. He just said that he'd seen a movie and a satanic coven was chanting around this. I said, was probably in reverse because the Satanists turn the star upside down. And I said, when it's 2 points up, sometimes that's satanic, but not even then, because there are good Wiccans who wear the inverted star to represent the horn god. The 2 points represent the horns. Or it can be, but I said traditionally it's this way because it means the 4 elements, earth, air, fire, water, and that divinity, God and goddess, overarch the universe and bring love and support all the cosmos. When I explain that to him, he goes, whoa, that's like deep stuff. I'm like, yeah, it's very deep. So he was thrilled. He said, I'm going to research this Wiccan. I never heard of it. And so, maybe we'll have a new Wiccan join the fold of Wicca. You never know. All right. All right. Lady Jane, the Earl Grey Tea Tribe says, how can we make a pagan tree branch for our homes? What would we need? I'm not sure I understand that. Let me come back to that, Lady Jane. Maybe you can help me understand. I'm not sure what that is. So I don't know if you mean a staff or a wall decor item. I'm not sure I understand that. So let me come back to that. Maybe you can give me some insight. There's Damien Devine here. Hey, Damien, good to see you. Welcome back. Damien says, hi, Bob. I had a past life dream one time and opened the door to 3 friends. And once one performed like a spell on a piece of wood above the front door. I could see the magic. Does this represent anything? Well, it represents a portal. When anything's done in a doorway, doorways are considered what we call liminal spaces. They represent the spirit world, and they represent being on the edge of this world and the other world. So magic at that doorway represented that magic can carry you into the other world, and it could be in the other world. It was to build a stronger connection. Interesting. Baroness Kolobov says, how can a witch protect herself from another witch's hex? Will a return to sender be effective if you're innocent? Yeah, return to sender is always good. They sell candles that you can buy. They're like jar candles, and they're half black and half red, and they have a reversible, like an arrow going in a reverse position. And those are, you can consecrate those to the black. The top half is black, neutralizes the magic, and the red then sends it back. So return to sender is good. There's another way you can do, which is to use a mirror, and you ask a mirror to be a portal. And so the energy directions your way. You send it through the mirror as a portal to either bounce it back instantly to them or just absorb and dissolve it. And I knew a witch once who used to burn black candles, just burning black candles to neutralize evil. So there are a lot of ways to do it, but those are some. All right. Looks like you guys are having a lot of chit-chat about branches and trees. I don't know about the branch, so I'm sorry, Lady Jane. I don't know what to tell you on that. But if you, Nicola, maybe you can tell me about it later. All right. Wonderful. Oops, hold on. My chat's freezing up. Baroness Kolobov says, oh, I use the mirror, send it back when I keep on my window facing outwards for negative bags of doo-doo. Yeah, mirrors are always very powerful, protective, Well, guys, listen, I'm going to wrap it up because I'm a little tired. I've had a full day today, but I have enjoyed the chance to talk with you tonight. And Lady Jane of the Earl Gratuitous says, what can we have instead of a Christmas tree that would look pagan, Bob? Honestly, the other thing I know is the Christmas tree. Well, it actually was a Yule tree because the German pagans use it. Christmas trees are actually not Christian, they're pagan. They come from ancient Germanic tradition of the pagans and tree worship. One thing you can hang in your house if you don't want to have a Christmas tree or can't get one is branches of mistletoe. Mistletoe was sacred to the Druids in Britain because it was represented the life force of the god. And Yule is about the rebirth of the god. So you can buy long branches of mistletoe with green leaves with white berries. They make fake ones. By the way, I would say buy fake mistletoe because real mistletoe can be poisonous. Like if you have little kids or animals and they eat the berries, it's deadly toxic, or even the leaves. So mistletoe, though it's beautiful, if you buy real mistletoe, keep it up high. But they make fake mistletoe you can buy, like garland of it, like long strands at like Hobby Lobby, or I don't know if they have Hobby Lobby name, but Hobby and Art Craft stores. This time of year, buy mistletoe. Mistletoe is great. Branches of that to hang up, or they call it garland, mistletoe That's very pagan, you know. Stardust says, "Hey, SycicBob, can you sing for us the Song of the Green Man?" Gosh, if I can remember. It's a song, I actually wrote that song, Stardust. I didn't get that off anybody. I actually wrote it. But it goes basically something like this. Green man, let us know your way. Show us your green power every night and every day. Anyways, I have more lyrics. I got to go find I actually wrote it down, but I don't have it here. But when we do the Green Man altar tour, I'll show it to you. But I'm building the altar right now. It's going to be amazing. All right. Damien Device says, "Thank you, Bob. It was location of a house I'm living in now, but from a different time. So wondered if the spell may have carried over to this time. Very possibly. Time magic works outside of the time-space continuum. And this is why actually there's a whole branch of Wiccans who explore casting spells to correct past issues. Like maybe there was, a struggle around a spirit who died in 1920 and she's still reliving it. You can go back in time and cast a spell to kind of free her from that. So you can work kind of in between and outside of time. And as your dream was at a doorway, I think that indicates, yes, that there's a time space component to that. Lady Bree says, "I've seen someone tie together pieces of driftwood and wrapped Christmas lights around it and place as a Christmas tree. Really cool idea." That sounds cool. I actually think I've seen that as well, Lady Bree. you know. Oh, you know what? One of the things you can do, all of you, that's cool, which I totally forget. One of my favorite herbs is called star anise, and it literally looks like little starburst. And you can get cord and needle and string star anise and make garlands and drape it around yours. It has the thing, it smells good. It smells like licorice. It's like sweet smelling, and it's very beautiful. And you can make necklaces and wear necklaces or garlands of star anise. So that's something that's also pagan. Um, I also saw, what was it, somewhere, somebody, it was a documentary or something, said you can buy pasta, like little pasta bows and stars, and string them on with star anise, and it makes a pretty decorative item as well. You can drape around your house. You're welcome. Robin says, "Thank you, Bob. You gave us a lot of good ideas tonight." I know. Well, if I had more time today, I could have prepared more. So maybe next week we'll talk about the natural herbs. That would be good for holiday. And maybe we'll do a string of star anise. I'll show you how to make one of those, because I used to actually do this. I'd string and make garlands and drape them in my house and around my trees and wear them, because you can wear star anise as a protective herb, and do magic with it. So maybe next week we'll talk about herbal magical charms and how you can make them for decorative purposes, for the holidays coming, for Yule and Christmas. Would you guys like that if we talk about herbs next week? Baroness just says, "Get some spray paint and glitter and spray the stars." Yeah, you can do that as well. Well, we'll explore that next week. We'll talk about herbal things. There's a number of other herbs that you can use, like cloves are a magical herb. You can make strings of cloves and star anise. You can mix like a garland where it's like bay leaves and star anise mixed. It's really pretty and dramatic looking. All right, so that's what we'll do next Wednesday. We'll talk about magical herbal charms that you can use as decoration for the holiday or decoration for your own self to wear. Okay, so yeah, let's do that next week. I think that'd be a good idea. Glittery Rainbow says, I once offered star anise to the Fae last Christmas, along with cinnamon sticks. Thought they might light it up because it looks, they might light it up because it looked like a star. They might. Yeah, the Fae love that. You know, giving the Fae gifts like that's always a good thing. Always a good thing. Well, listen, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you for joining us tonight. I've had a lot of fun. I hope you've had fun too, and giving you some creative ideas. And let's all look into our magical scrying balls and see the future. Thank you for being here. Listen, you guys rock. I love you. And keep it here at Spirit Channel. Tomorrow is Thursday. Tomorrow is our seance. I think we're having the seance. Let me check the calendar. I may have something blocking it. No, tomorrow night will be the seance. So guess what? Be back here tomorrow for the seance. I look forward to seeing you guys, and let's make it happen then. You guys are best. I love you all. Thank you very, very much, and blessings to you all, and good night. Thank you to Baroness for helping us out in chat. Thank you, Baroness. Love you. Blessed be. We'll see you guys soon. Good night.